$200 worth of gas. Well, the rest stop I stopped at was, well, it was a rest stop. You could buy food and you know, convenience store type things. But it was actually a hunting store too. They had crossbows for sale. Darn, if only I had $200 to spare, I could have bought a crossbow. But I didn't. Bought a hatchet though, only 33 bucks. You know I can't go into a place like that and not buy something awesome. Besides, I want to have like, you know, some little artifact to bring back home apart from, you know, a bunch of receipts and some brochures and shit. So there we go. Bought a hatchet in Indiana. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to go, I mean, if I go camping, I mean, next month, my brother wants to go on a canoe trip, if we go on a canoe trip. We were supposed to go on one earlier this month, but then his wife said, oh no, I bought tickets to a wine tasting thing with the Mahoney brothers. And so they ended up doing that, and I ended up working one of the hardest Fridays and Saturdays of my life. And instead of canoeing the Shenandoah, so thanks, bro. I guess we'll do that sometime next month. But I guess I can't complain. I'm taking Friday and Saturday off this day, which is like the 2 busiest days of work. So, you know, hey, I'd rather be driving for 8 miles, for 425 miles straight than, well, not straight. I got another 43.5 miles to go before TomTom tells me my next move. But yeah, I'd rather be doing this than running around manual inbound trying to TDR in a bunch of trucks and run the inbound. I wish they wouldn't say, oh, I need you to run inbound. I'm not a manager, not an ambassador, I'm not a PA. I can't run inbound. Just give me a pallet jack and a scanner. I'll get some actual work done. In case you haven't guessed it, yes, I work at Amazon. Yeah, so not everything has gone according to plan. I did get a lot of the Watch Dogs thing done, so that's good. I'm accomplished with that, I feel like. I didn't get a chance to, you know, suit up and go shit-faced in Chicago like I wanted to. I didn't know the hotel was going to be that far out. I guess I probably would have paid a fortune in Uber prices just to get out there to do that. Hey, you know, maybe tonight I'll booze it up in Charleston. That ought to be fun. City boy around the city boy in the countryside. I would give my left nut for the motel to actually have Wi-Fi. The Sharns Motel back in Chicago didn't have Wi-Fi. I mean, they had Wi-Fi, but it wasn't. If the Wi-Fi doesn't work the way it's intended to, then it ain't Wi-Fi. You know, it really isn't. I don't give a shit what code they give you. If you can't watch Netflix on it, it isn't Wi-Fi. Simple as that. I guess the reason I'm so depressed about everything is because I ended up watching the season finale. It actually was the final season, but I watched the season finale of Bloodline. Series finale, I mean, of Bloodline. I don't know what the hell to make of that. I don't know what they did the whole dream sequence shit. Kyle Chandler was, in the last 2 episodes of the series, he was having like a, you know, I don't know what the fuck that was all about. I guess the TV writers, they decided, you know, they decided like, hey, we this is our show, we're gonna fuck it up. Personally, I mean, with a series like Bloodline, I don't know how else you can end it. You know, I was kind of expecting them. Well, you know what? No, I don't want to spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. All I'm gonna say is that I gotta really carefully choose what I'm gonna watch before I watch Netflix while I'm on vacation, because whatever I watch usually sets the tone for everything that I'm doing. Like last year in May, when I went to Chicago and I was having that like trip in Chicago last May, I ended up watching that fucking movie Filth with James McAvoy. Now, in my defense, first of all, love James McAvoy, no homo. Makes great movies, but I watched that movie, Welcome to the Punch, which is another one that doesn't really end on a high note. But it's one of those movies where it doesn't really end on a low note either. It's just one of those British films where it's just like, okay, we'll let you figure out what happens kind of movies, you know? I don't really like those, but, you know, at least then you can kind of make up your own ending on how it works out, and you know, that's great. It's like, oh, the writers want to be lazy, they want to make us work? Okay, fine, this is how I thought it ended. That kind of shit. You know, I mean, that's okay. Not exactly happy, not exactly depressing. It works out, you know. But Filth, on the other hand, which, to be honest with you, was a great movie. in its own right. You know, just make sure when you watch it, just realize, hey, you know, well, the character was an asshole. He played an asshole. He deserved to hang himself at the end. There you go. I just saved you 2 errors. He hangs himself at the end. He just did. Hey, same thing with Atonement. Except at least then he hung himself with Keira Knightley. There you go. There's 2 movies I just spoiled for you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, but yeah, you know what? That's a good saying though. Fuck it. Same rules still apply. That's a good way to. That's a good thing. Fuck it. Same rules still apply. I like that. You know, that's a good motto for life. You know, if something fucks up, fuck it, same rules still apply. There you go. You're all right. Just don't hang yourself. Don't be like you know, Robin Williams. I mean, you know, nothing's ever that bad. And to be honest with you, the trip that I've had so far hasn't been that bad. I mean, it's not that depressing. You know, so what? Some douchebag fucking redneck tried to rip me off by having a little thing inside the card reader. Okay, my card company took care of it. I got the card back. I got a new card with a new number and everything. UPS was really nice about it. So what? Some fucking sandbags not to have the card brought to the motel I'm staying at. Decides to go, no, do not accept, fuck it. I just drove a couple miles up the road and I got the card back. I got the card directly from UPS. I'd rather do it that way than have to argue with the fucking soup Nazi to get the card back. I'm okay with that. So that's over with. And now I got $65 in gas money that I can use. There we go. So everything's fine from now on. And hopefully I get there in time that I can go get shit-faced tonight in Charleston. I actually have my heart set on that now. It's according to TomTom, I'm gonna get there around 10:27. So you know, there we go. Everything's looking, you know, everything's turning up Millhouse. It's all good. But you know, the thing that I fucked up with last night was, well, here's what my day was like yesterday while I was in Chicago. I went around, took pictures of everything. I wasn't able to find the Haymarket Square Riot Memorial. I wanted to take a picture of that, but apparently all of the addresses that they give you on Google about where the memorial is, it's like, fuck it. It's supposed to be at 175 North Desplaines Street. You want to know what's at 175 North Desplaines Street? A fucking construction site. The same fucking construction site that was there back in November when I was there in Chicago. And I know I just said the whole thing about how Illinois, they get their construction work done and all that shit. Well, that's not the case when it comes to this particular place. They're building some kind of condominium or whatever at 175 North Desplaines Street. And the memorial to the Haymarket Square Riot that's supposed to be there is not there. It's not there. So that sucks. But at least I took a picture of where the riot took place, so it's not completely non-related to the Watch Dogs thing that I'm doing. So there we go. That takes care of that. I don't know where this Saint. I don't know where. Speaking of which, right down in the game, right down the street from there, is some place for the St. Jude police families thing. I don't know why Ubisoft picked. I mean, it's nice that they're having that is an actual organization, but as far as where it's located, I don't know why Ubisoft decided to put it like right there. But it's nice that they had a little shout out to that organization. You know, it's very beautiful what they're doing for the families of fallen, you know, CPD officers. That's, you know, it's a very nice organization. But as far as hotspots goes in Watch Dogs, it's not really a location. It's just it's like a shout out, really, if anything. There's a couple of hotspots in the game that are like that. They're not really at that actual location. It's just like Ubisoft just giving them a thumbs up, like, hey, good job on what you guys are doing. That's really all it is. But nothing wrong with that. But as far as my thing's concerned, my article, I'm gonna put that in there, but I'm not really gonna like put an actual location for where it's actually located. You know, so sorry if I didn't, you know, if I've offended the St. Jude organization by not taking a picture of wherever their building is. So, yeah, but I will have a little link to the website in case people want to, you know, go to the website Children's Hospital too. I mean, they got I think it's the same St. Jude company. They have a, you know, they got the Children's Hospital too. Then, you know, if you ever got a time, you know, you ever have the time to do it, you know, donate $15 or $20 or whatever to the St. Jude Children's Hospital, you know, and to the St. Jude, you know, Police Widows Fund too, while you're at it. For God's sake, you know, I mean, they need a little help. Everybody needs a little help. See, when it comes to giving money to charity, my stance on it is, I do give money to charity, but I only do it like once per paycheck. You know, I give money to the Special Olympics. I give money to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. You know, I gave money once to the Wounded Warriors Project, which is an absolute bullshit company. It's an absolute bullshit company. Hardly any of that money actually goes to the veterans. It's, you know, fuck that company. Fuck that company with a rusty thermal lance, man. I'm telling you. You know, if you want to give money, if you want to help the veterans, give money to the USO. Give money to, you know, I talked about this in another video. I talked about it in the Memorial Day special in my Drunk Gaming series. I got a whole list of, I mean, check out part 1 and part 2 of Drunk Gaming Memorial Day special. I got links to all these different, I can't think of the charities offhand, but they're all legitimate veterans charities, and I put them all in the description, you know, so click on there if you want to give a donation to an actual veterans company that actually helps the veterans of the United States Armed Forces, and not some cocksucker who likes to ride into, you know, galas with a hat and flipping around a fucking lasso on a horse. If that's where my money's going, then fuck you, Wounded Warrior Project, and fuck you to the CEO of the Wounded Warriors Project, or the founder. You know, fuck you, and fuck Bruce Willis too. Just in particular, just fuck you, Bruce Willis. First of all, for being in the commercials, and second of all, for your film career, and for Die Hard 4 and 5. So just, you know, fuck you. Oh, and also for the shit that you said about Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, the director, not the hitter for the White Sox. I'll get to you in a second. No, just that, you know, that guy gets a lot of shit. Kevin Smith gets a lot of shit. Doesn't deserve it. So, you know, if Bruce Willis, if you're a shitty actor to work with, then I guess you're a shitty actor to work with. Don't try and blacklist some poor guy because he called it like it is. Although Cop Out is a shitty movie. I got to give him credit for that. It is kind of a crappy movie. Tracy Morgan did what he could with the material that he had to work with, but it just wasn't enough. It was an okay, it wasn't a shitty movie. It was just an okay movie. You know, but yeah, fuck you too, Bruce Willis. So there we go. I don't say that enough. That guy used to be my hero, but now he's just kind of a douchebag. I can't, you know. He's making all these direct-to-video movies now. I guess justice has come around. You know. Same thing with Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal's been like an asshole for years, and he's finally, you know, it's come back to haunt him now. You know, it's I don't know why I keep changing lanes like this. It's not going to make any difference. These trucks are going these trucks are going 65 miles an hour, whereas I'm trying to I'm supposed to go 80. It's legal for the trucks to go 65 along here, but for everybody else we can go 70, which means I'm going 80. But we're all slowing down because these trucks are on both lanes and we can't get around them. So I'm actually going 60-something miles an hour right now, which isn't bad, but I'm staring at a bunch of pink stacks of whatever the hell this guy's hauling. It's a flatbed truck. Ugh. But yeah, don't give money to the Wounded Warrior Project. Fuck that company. But I love the veterans though. You know, the veterans don't get enough credit. There's people out there, they're dying like probably right now, or at least getting it's probably somewhere right now. I don't like to think about it, but somewhere right now there's probably some soldier getting shot at from those assholes at ISIS. That's right, I called them assholes. I'm not scared of ISIS. I'm not scared of Al Qaeda. I'm not scared of the Taliban or any of those other fucking asshole camel banger, goddamn, you know. Oh, I meant to say camel banger, not castle banger. Goat fuckers. I'm not scared of any of them. I mean, they're killing themselves so that they can bang 72 virgins. I don't get the concept of that. You know, I mean, if I was gonna bang myself just to, I mean, if I was gonna kill myself just to, in order to bang somebody, I would, you know, probably want 10 experienced college girls at least. And not to mention the whole 72 virgins thing. I mean, that's, you know, that's supposed to last you eternity. With as horny as these fuckers are, I mean, think about it. They're killing themselves so that they can go to heaven and fuck. They don't need to do that. Just get them prostitutes. You know, if they're that fucking desperate for pussy, then just get them prostitutes, man. You know, I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of thought here. I mean, these guys are killing themselves so that they can bang 72 virgins. That's basically what's going on here. Just get them a night with an experienced woman, and there you go. War's over. You're gonna have to get a few of them, but really, I mean, with as horny as they appear to be, 72 virgins is supposed to last them eternity. It's going to last them maybe 400 or 500 years tops, and then they're just going to be like, oh, I banged through all my virgins. They're all loose. It's like throwing a hot dog down the hallway now. What are they going to do? Kill themselves again? Go to another heaven? Is that what Islam? I mean, is that, you know, is that what's in the Quran? That's like, okay, well, I'm going to kill myself, get 72 virgins. Then what? You're gonna bang through them in 400 or 500 years, and then what? When you get to the end, Akbib, you're gonna kill yourself again so you can go to another heaven and get another 72 virgins? What the fuck? We got jihadists in heaven now? I mean, come on. No, that's bullshit. Just give them some pussy. War's over. There you go. I mean, I've never read the Quran, but from what I understand of it, it's just like the Bible. It's got an Old Testament and it's got a New Testament. You know, the Old Testament's all fire and brimstone, kill the infidels. The New Testament's all, hey, peace, man, chill, fucking chill. It's all good. You know? I probably already talked about this. I can't remember anything I talked about from Philly to Columbus. I was so goddamn, you know, heat stroked from driving for a bajillion miles straight that I didn't, you know. But anyway, I might be repeating myself, but I don't care. You know, you get past the goddamn Old Testament of a text and get to the New Testament where it's all, hey man, just chill, we're all good. That's the part they want you to, you know. Actually, I think I did talk about this. I mentioned don't read the Revelations part. Just, you know, it's like one of those books where it's like you don't want to get to the end of it. Just stop before you get to Revelations. Other than that, everything's a great book. But yeah, the whole Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse thing, plagues and all that. On that, it's like, wow, that's really killed the mood for this for me. I guess that's why a lot of people don't read the Bible. They don't like to get to that point. For me, my hang-up is Genesis. You know, it's like the Bible is not one of those books you want to read in chronological order. You kind of want to read it like as if it's like Pulp Fiction. You know, it's like all over the place. You know, start off at Psalms, work your way into it with Psalms, and then go to Mark, and then go to, you know, just go all over the place with it. Yeah, that's how the Bible should be read, but if you try to read it in chronological order, like if you start off with Genesis starts right off with, in the beginning there was nothing. Like, okay. And then God created this, and then God created that, and then God created this. It's like, okay, this is cool. But then you get into the part where it's all, this guy begat this person, and this person begat that person, and it's like, oh my God, what the hell? It's like, argh! You know, Genesis is kind of a chore to read through. You got to be very patient with if you're going to read the Bible in chronological order, you better have some fucking good patience, brother. I'm telling you, man. It's like, I don't got a lot of patience. I need patience before I start reading the Bible, because right now I don't got patience right now. I'm not in like heavy traffic, but we're moving, but we're not moving like at 80 miles an hour like I want to be moving. We're kind of moving at 70-ish, 60. Well, now I'm going 70-ish. Now that I'm getting around this truck. We got a rest area coming up. You know, I'm gonna stop at this rest area. Speaking of the Bible, I got this thing called the Daily Bread my mother gave me. See, I don't read the Bible like I should, you know. I mean, I want to be a good guy. I want to be a godly man, you know. But I curse. I do all kinds of different shit. I'm not gonna get all into. Well, I'm not a horrible person. I'm not a murderer or anything. It's just that, you know, I'm not quite ready to put on the polo shirt, comb my hair back, and be conservative, you know. Well, I mean, you don't have to be that kind of Christian. Nobody's really that perfect or anything. I'm not trying to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. Nobody wants to be that guy. I guess I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too when it comes to religion, you know. I don't want to be, I drink, I smoke cigars, I have impure thoughts about women, I say a lot of shit, I curse, you know. I don't do it to be funny, I just do it because that's how I am, you know. I don't want to be perfect. Nobody wants to be perfect. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of women that want to be perfect, but I don't want to be perfect. I just want to be human. I'm human. I'm going to be sinning until the day I die, but the thing is, it's like there's little sins. It's not like big sins, like fucking somebody's wife, or, you know, stealing something, or killing somebody. There's another dead deer, pointing out dead things, you know. I'm sure all that's a sin in some way or another, but I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be like goody two-shoes, you know. And that's not what religion's all about. You don't have to like shave your bald spot in the back of your head and become a monk in order to love God. I love God. There you go. You know. There. If you don't like me because of that, then that's just too bad for you. I don't care. But I'm not like, I don't go to church every Sunday. You know, I try to read this Daily Bread thing every day, because that's the point of it. That's what the Daily Bread, that's the point of the Daily Bread thing. Each day you get a, hold on, let me turn this TomTom off before she starts yelling at me for stopping. But the point of it is you read it, and it's, you read it, and it's, you know, you just read like one little Bible passage out of it. And that's all. No big deal from that. But anyway, I'm at a rest area. I'm going to stop and, well, it's not like a eatery rest area, but oh, what the hell, I got a bag of Doritos I bought back in Columbus. I'm going to tear into that. That'll tide me over till I get to an actual diner or something. So you don't want to watch that. God knows you don't want to watch that. Hey, there you go, I mentioned them again. I'll get back to this in a second. Thanks for watching so far.